everyone, Connie Stewart with SimplySimpleStamping.com, here with another video tutorial in my series called Flashcards. Today's card is another one of those using one of my favorite stamp sets right now, the Secret Garden stamp set with the matching framelits. I love the clean and simple look of this card, and I think you will too, and I think you're really going to like how it can be made in a flash. So let's get started. Okay, for today's card, we're going to be using the in colors. I'm going to be using Calypso Coral and Whisper White as my flashcard template. Now, if you've not seen the first video that explains flashcards, just go to YouTube and search Connie Stewart flashcards. It should be the first video to pop up, and I'll share with you how you can create these two pieces of cardstock, have this template always ready to go, always ready to make cards in a flash. Calypso Coral, Whisper White. My card base itself is in Pool Party. I've cut that at 11 inches by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2, so it's just a standard card size. Okay, well first let's go ahead and start with our card base. I'm going to come in with an embossing folder. This is the Honeycomb, another one of my big time favorites right now. You're just going to insert your cardstock in there, run that through your Big Shot machine, and that way you get this beautiful texture on your card. We can set that aside now while we come in and we're going to work on our Calypso Coral cardstock. Now I'm going to bring in my favorite stamp set, the Secret Garden, and you can see right now I'm just going to lay these flowers onto my card, and just to make sure, I want to make sure everything, at least these two flowers, are in the card stock. This one I realize it's hanging off, not a problem, and I'm going to show you why in a minute. I'm going to come in now with one of my big blocks. This is block F. And just give that a good press so that I get my stamps right where I need them. I'm going to go ahead and press them down one more time. And I'm ready to ink this baby up. I'm going to actually be using Tangerine Tango ink on this one, just because I want it to be a little bit darker. And when I stamp this, I just want to make sure my two big flowers are on the cardstock, and I do understand my other one's going to hang off. We'll give that a nice press. Beautiful. And so now we're going to come in with our matching framelits to cut this out. So let me show you how I did that. The first one we're going to cut out is going to be the largest flower. So you're going to lay your framelit on there and run that through your Big Shot. You are going to have to do this 3 times, guys. Sorry. But that's going to be our first one. Then our second one, you're going to come in with the smaller flower here right next to it. We want to cut that one out. And then our last one will be that little pointy flower. And I do realize it's looking a little funky, and that's okay. It's going to look like this when it's all done. While we've got those here, I'm going to come in with a white gel pen. Again, I think this is one of Stampin' Up's little hidden gems in the catalog a lot of people don't know about. I mean, just look at how that white just pops. You can see I'm just adding some little white dots, just tapping it on there, kind of giving that a little pop of color. We're going to do that to all of them. You're going to let that set aside, let it set and dry for just a few seconds, but that's okay. We've got other work to do. So now we're going to come in with our white cardstock and let's do some stamping. I'm going to be using Lucky Limeade and the leaf stamp that is also from Secret Garden. So let's just stamp that on the bottom right-hand side of our cardstock with the Pool Party ink, and I'm using, let's see, I believe this is from A Word for You, I think is the name of it. Thanks big time. We're going to stamp that in Pool Party up there at the top. Now we're ready to adhere this onto our card. So let me come in with my card base that's already been embossed, and I've got my Thanks Big Time, and I've got some Stampin' Dimensionals on the back. So we're just going to adhere that onto our card. I love anything with some pop. Now we're going to come in with those cut flowers. I've just got some snail on the bottom of this, and I want to put that little angle piece to the inside. I think you'll see why here in a minute, because we're going to cover it like so. With my last flower, the more roundy one, I've got some Stampin' Dimensionals just to kind of give that a little element of pop right there. What do you think? Is that not a great card? You can see I've also stamped on the inside, and I used my white gel pen in there also, just to give that just some really nice flair. What do you think? This was a super flash card. I'm telling you what, this one went together so fast, but I thought it was so beautiful, and the colors, like I said, just gorgeous and clean and simple. I hope you liked today's card as much as I did. And remember, all the products that I used, you can find all of these on my website, simplysimplestamping.com. And while you're there, you can order any of the supplies that I used and have it delivered right to your door. Just think about that. You're going to be stamping before you know it. So thanks so much for tuning in today. And remember, Simply Simple Stamping for all your stamping needs. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.